Let's go, baby. Welcome back. I just ate a steak. I just ate a ribeye steak.
So on the carnivore, is there any difference between red and white?
Let's talk.
Okay.
I mean, I just had a ribeye steak, 3 eggs, over easy, 2 strips of bacon.
Well, every time I've talked to you, you've had basically steak and eggs so far. So, like, is there a difference between red and white meat? Does it matter?
No. So this is for those of you that you can see on YouTube, I'm holding up the Carnivore Diet book by Dr. Sean Baker. He's the OG. But as he will tell you, there were people before him that did this. He just happened to write this book, and he's just known as the pioneer, he named it the Carnivore Diet. So here's the deal. I mean, I'm not smart enough to explain all the intricacies of what is written here pretty simply. To you and I talked the other day on the phone about just how it passed all the logical tests for me. But the short answer to your question is no. There's the primary focus is red fatty meat, steaks, ground beef, lamb, elk, bison, and then chicken, fish. I've eaten shrimp, scallops, salmon, liver. I've never had liver before, and I don't think I'm going to try it either, but apparently it's incredibly dense with nutrients. And they talk about if you are going to eat organs like liver, beef liver, whatever the heck it is, to only have it like twice a week because it's that nutrient dense. You do not have to have that. I've never had it, but no. So that's the focus. And eggs, cheese, eggs, that's based on toleration. So people out there that can't tolerate, dairy, or if they're lactose intolerant, but that's the whole idea. The whole idea is stripping it down to just red meat, salt, water. All right. And then expanding from there. You can have, like, for example, I eat 2 tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons of 2% cottage cheese every day because it's a fermented food.
So, okay, I understand the proponents of what they want you to eat. What about
meat is the key, and red meat is best, but
right.
Any meat.
A lot of protein, eggs, meat. But what about vegetables? Do they
zero?
But do they say you should not eat them?
This particular,
or just doesn't matter.
No. The carnivore diet, there's no vegetables. No.
But what
grains.
About like all the vitamins you get from those specific vegetables? Where are you getting those from?
The meat. So look, here's the deal, right? I'm swimming way out of my depth here, and I know it. And this is why I'm not going to. Well. Here's the deal. I'm not going to try to explain it. Okay, I'm learning. Like this right here is the book. And on the back it says Shifting the Paradigm on Nutrition. It turns out, if you just think about it, Doug, where did we learn vegetables were healthy? Well, we learned it from the food pyramid. We learned it from our parents saying, eat your vegetables. Is that fair to say? That's how you and I know it. You and I aren't, experts on nutrition. That's how you and I were raised. Is that correct? Eat your greens, eat your broccoli, eat your carrots then you can have your dessert. Is that fair?
Right. Yes.
So the theory here is that vegetation came into our ancestors' diet hundreds of years after the primary, as things changed in their landscape. I mean, before it was just them, you wouldn't, but I would have. I'd be going out with my bare hands hunting the woolly mammoth. I would take them down, I with the kill, and I'd bring it back, and then you and I would put it over, fire, eat it. Just red meat, fat, salt, and all the collagens and all the vitamins that are in this red meat. So yeah. So before I get too far out there, because there's vegans, there's people on keto. Keto is essentially a carb restrictive diet, but you can eat, from what I understand, you can eat like vegetables and things. I'm not knocking anything. I'm 10 days in on this guy, and it's all about, right here. I just flipped it open to look. Eat your damn vegetables. You see that?
So it's telling you to eat vegetables.
No, he's going through all of the questions and roadblocks.
Okay, because I mean, obviously the ones that you typically know that you don't get from meat, that you do get from vegetables, like vitamin A and vitamin C.
That's correct.
I think E.
That's correct.
And so that's where you would have. Are you? So you're saying you could take some pills to offset those?
You can supplement any vitamins that you feel that you would need to. However, what I'm asking, listen, I would invite you just to read. First of all, this book is fascinating. It's really fascinating. The simplicity of it. And, cholesterol, you're going to die of a heart attack. You got to eat your vegetables. The one thing I actually do care about is the humane treatment of animals. That's in that I'm going to eat meat. I've always ate meat. And that's a reason why some people go to a vegan lifestyle. And that I don't know what to say other than, I'm not going to be vegan, and I want animals treated properly. So here's the deal: it's red meat, salt, water, and then you are slowly expanding out from there. Basically, on the carnivore diet specifically, it's just any animal product, any meat. And the bottom line is, Douglas, this is my 10th day. Right? I'm completing my 10th day. And all I can talk about is the results I'm personally feeling. Anybody listening out there, I am not, consult your own physician, consult your health, whoever you believe, whatever you want to do. This is my path. The symptoms that are listed in this book as to what people have, their testimonials, these doctors, these medical professionals that have done this, the symptoms that going to this diet essentially alleviates it's mind-blowing. It's just list them from A to Z, everything you can imagine.
It's so weird. It's so weird. I mean, you hear people like, I've heard it from athletes and stuff that say like when they went vegan, how much better they feel and how this and that. And it's like, I mean, you hear sides from both spectrums and you're like, I don't know,
And that's exactly what this Dr. Sean Baker says. It's exactly what he says. He says, who knows? It's not, here's what we do know. This is what he talks about. What we do know for a fact is that our ancestors and the longevity of their lives and their health and their body mass, the best it's ever been was when they were hunting meat and there was no vegetation to be eaten. As a matter of fact, they would avoid vegetation. It says in here that 95, 96, 97%, and you just think about it logically, percent of all plants are poisonous to the human being and would kill us. And it makes total sense. You wouldn't walk around the forest eating things. And so you think to yourself, it's interesting. Now, listen, I'm a huge spinach guy, Douglas. I throw spinach in this movie, cancer fighting, whatever. But there's opinion. And again, that's what I'm trying to tell you, like whether it's brain study, whether it's depression study, whether it's diet study. I mean, the reality is there have been, I don't know, it's more theory. We've never as humans really had hardcore, think about it, different people, different socioeconomic conditions, different factors, different risk factors, heart factors. What food studies have we ever done? Dr. Jordan Peterson is a very well-known, you know him from TikTok. I've sent you some TikToks from him. I love him. He's a psychiatrist, well-known. And the tipping point was Dr. Peterson on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about how this diet saved his daughter's life, essentially. She's got chronic, debilitating autoimmune disease, which is just a fancy, it's arthritis. And it's chronic. It's when your immune system attacks yourself. And you got to listen to this clip. It's a 20-minute clip. It'll blow your mind. And Joe Rogan's like, this is unbelievable. And Rogan tried it. And then he talks about how he felt. But Dr. Peterson, his daughter, who, by the way, and I'm very thankful for people like her, him, his daughter came up with it on her own before it was named because of her chronic health. She started experimenting with what food she could eat, and it took her 2 years. So she asked her dad, Dr. Jordan Peterson, to try this diet for a month. And he was very reluctant. He weighed 220, but he's very reluctant. He's like, whatever, I love my daughter. I'll try it. I could do anything for 30 days. So he goes on meat and greens only, Douglas. Meat and greens only. And so I'm paraphrasing here. I'm pretty sure, basically over the next year, he lost 50 pounds. He was as lean and muscular as he's ever been. He talks about he's not a huge gym guy, but everything physically. He talked about how he had this gum disease, and it went away. He had floaters in his eye, and they went away. And he tells Joe Rogan, he goes, "This is not my area of expertise. I have no idea what to tell you except that it happened, and it's the weirdest thing that's ever happened. It's crazy." But the one thing that didn't change was his mood, and he was on antidepressants, and he couldn't regulate his mood. And he said he was waking up stressed out, and people were saying, "Oh, it's your work." He goes, "No, it's not work." His daughter said, "Stop eating greens." And you should hear him on this. He goes, "Come on." I can't remember her name, but he goes, "Oh, come on, give me a break. All I'm eating is cucumbers and broccoli here." Stop eating the greens, she said. And within 30 days, he said, after week 1, he was down 25%. After week 2, after 30 days, he's off antidepressants. His mood is completely regulated. And now he's a year into the meat, salt, water. And that was, Doug, that was my typical, like I had been doing research. That was the moment I said, I'm trying this. And sure as I'm sitting here, the one thing I have struggled with so badly for so long is my restless sleep. I can't sleep at night consistently. I wake up, which just like groggy, and it takes forever to wake up, and brain fog, and it's just the constant never-ending battle. I've tried over the counter, I've tried prescription, the Ambien, and Doug, I've got this journal right here. I've been journaling every day, and I'm telling you, the second day, third day, I'm waking up, and it's completely different. It's night and day. It's night and day. It's bizarre how I feel, like my bowel movements, how I feel like right now, like how my stomach feels. And I just ate, and you don't feel full. It's like your body now it's working properly. It's using your stored fat for energy. It's not using your sugar. Your insulin is regulated. You don't have hunger spikes or cravings. Everything that this thing has talked about up to this point is above him. It has blown me away. And Ed Conley, your boy, my boy, Captain Cardinal, he's been on this carnivore diet for 10 days. We're going to have him on next week to talk about his results so far. You just can't believe it. So that's what's going on, bro. I mean, I'm just eating steak. I'm eating ground beef. I'm eating sausage. I'm eating chicken. I'm eating pork, eggs, water. I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. I would highly recommend, if anybody, you do your research, you get if nothing else, this has been, let's say I just went back onto a Western diet or a regular diet tomorrow. This reset of the body in 10 days with nothing but just the meat, the protein, the fat. You eat the fat, ribeyes and marble. The fat's delicious. They're full of collagens. I mean, I would highly, highly recommend it. And as you and I discussed, I was scared to death to try it. It's hard to describe the feeling, but it feels like this is how it's supposed to feel from here all the way down.
Huh.
All right, so let's talk about fan feedback, ladies and gentlemen. Douglas William Wade is back. We had a little podcation, a little vacation. All right, so we've had, I had a lot of engagement on this cardio on this carnivore thing from Renee Phillips. My son Eric lost 50 pounds. He has hit his goal, and I wrote back, just to be clear, with carnivore or just in general, either way is amazing. She said, no, carnivore, ... hardcore, with a laugh face. Her son has lost over 50 pounds on the carnivore diet. So congratulations to him and Susan and Renee. Okay. Gary Lee, he's from Pickerington. He sent me a picture of, look like carcasses, an uplifting photo for your carnivore journey. We just slaughtered our 2 steer on the farm. He's a farmer. Okay. This past weekend. Have a fantastic day, brother. All right, bro. Gary from Pickerington. As a matter of fact, Gary, if I can get some of that meat, I'd love some farm-raised, fresh slaughtered beef. I mean, get a hold of Pete Dorley at Keystone Meats. Send me some cow. Okay, you know who we should contact is the Saboteur. Then he's been nicknamed the Saboteur, Joe Caprella.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who also is on fan feedback. Joe Caprella wrote with 4 fire emojis, listening to the Carnivore Diet podcast. Okay. Which, as you and I both know, we don't, does he side with Putin? Well, and now Trump apparently in America, I guess. Is he a saboteur, or is he on the side of freedom, justice? We don't know about Joe, but this brings it back.
Whichever side he was on, he failed.
The saboteur. All right, so then we got Brent Finley, who's my brother-in-law's father, lives out in California. He says, hey, congratulations! I've been on the carnivore diet for over a year. Awesome, man. I said, right on. Thank you. Fan feedback, Douglas. Good stuff, right?
A lot of good stuff. Full swing. Season 3 is out.
Yeah.
As is Love is Blind season 8, I believe it is in America.
Yeah. Well, I've got that on the. It's funny. I've got our rundown here, and I actually have Love is Blind and Full Swing, because Full Swing's not one of my. I mean,
have you seen any episodes yet this season?
Pro golfers, in my opinion, are kind of like prima donna, whiny little weasels. Do you know any? No. I saw. Listen, we're going to talk about Love is Blind. We're going to break down Love is Blind. But I watched the montage when I texted you the other day. I said, hey, is it any good? I watched that opening montage to Full Swing, and it's pretty.
Episodes 3 and 4 are fantastic. I mean, you remember what happened last year, but until you kind of see it, I mean, obviously you got Scotty getting arrested.
Right.
That episode's fantastic, and then of course the finish in that tournament, and then you've got Rory and Bryson at the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. Oh man,
Bryson, that bunker shot on 18.
Well, forget that bunker shot. I mean, Rory has got a 2-shot lead.
Oh, that's right. He missed those. Yeah.
He misses a 2-foot putt. He hadn't missed a 2-foot putt he hadn't missed a putt inside 3 feet all year.
What happened?
He missed
that putt?
Just a flat out 2-footer.
What did he
16.
do? You're the pro. What? He push it? Did he
nerves.
What was it?
He just
nerves.
It's
nerves.
Late in the day. He goes. He's just nervous. He power lifts it out. He hit it too hard. And the putt on 18 was actually tough because it had a lot of break. But the one on 16 let Bryson back in it.
You're right.
That was the one where Tyson, at the same time Bryson was making birdie. Now they're tied. He goes from 2 up to tied. And then he bogeys 18.
Speaking of between ears, Myles Garrett. Nah.
We're not talking about this.
Hey, goodbye. It's so refreshing. The Browns and their GM and stuff. These poor guys. They're out there at the combine right now trying to stay face going. He's part of the present, part of the future. We're doing anything. Myles Garrett just said he would retire from football. I mean, as a Browns fan, all I want to say is it restored my hope that there is still goodness and logic in this world. Myles Garrett said this team is not about winning anywhere soon. And I'm leaving here. They could offer me all the money in the world. What do you think about that, Doug? You're representing all Browns fans right now. What's your response?
Listen,
he's done so much good for you. You have anything positive to say to him before he leaves?
Well, the way he's handled it, I mean, listen, the Browns have been great to Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett has been great to Cleveland. The way he decided
how the hell do you know
this,
the Browns have been great to Myles Garrett? You don't know that?
Because he has said that. He has said that he's been happy there his whole career.
Did you see the players' report card that just came out on these teams, and the Browns were dead last?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Browns are a mess.
They were dead last.
It's hard for me to defend Cleveland right now because I don't understand. I mean, it's not good.
Oh.
The Browns could turn this around and be 10-7 next year.
You know where he's going to, don't you? It's got to hurt.
Well, I don't know where he's going.
You do know.
He's not going anywhere in the AFC North, and he's not going to Dallas.
Where did he play college football? Just say it.
He's not going to go to the Texans.
No,
he's not going to go to the Cowboys.
Where did he play college football? I ask you a question.
He played Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. Who is his favorite team growing up?
He's not going to Dallas.
He is going to be.
The Cowboys don't even have the trade assets to make that trade.
They do have the trade assets. Listen, are you kidding me?
Unfortunately, he's probably going to end up in Chicago, which I can't stand.
All I know is he's going to look beautiful in that blue star. All right, let's talk about Love is Blind. This is one of the best shows, in my opinion, that's ever been created. Douglas, I got you on the bandwagon, and we are in season 8. Go ahead. What do you think about? Here's what we got. We've got Monica Joey, Ben Sarah, David Lauren, Devin, my boy Devin, D Hoop. Remember early on he said they called me D Hoop because he was talking to a girl that had a legitimate nickname, and she's like, "Do you have a nickname?" He's like, "Yeah." They call me D Hoop because I like to play basketball. And then Daniel and Taylor. Those are our 5 couples. What do you think about it? The Minneapolis crew.
Yeah, I will say this. So you got me hooked on it a couple seasons ago. This is the third season I've watched all the way through. So far, but I mean, it's a great season, but it's probably the least controversial of the three seasons I've watched so far. So it's been good, but it's not the best. If I was getting somebody hooked on the show, I would point them to either season 6 or season 7
Okay.
before season 8. What's funny about this season is I've watched a couple seasons now, like I didn't realize like how many, when you look at the room, how many people are in there,
Right.
and then how many actually make it on TV. Like half the people that were on the cast this year, you never even got introduced to. And now there's reports coming out that there are multiple couples
Right.
that got engaged that never even made it to the camera, which is
I could
crazy.
not believe. Could you believe that? I couldn't believe.
I could not believe it.
Well, like what
I
the
was
hell?
making fun of you. Remember about season 3? I'm making fun of a guy named Mo who popped his head in for the first time. You're like, who the hell's this guy?
Right.
It turns out Mo ends up getting engaged to one of the girls who was on a lot. She was Devin's other girl.
Right.
And Mo gets engaged to her, and Mo never even makes the show. Unbelievable.
Why can't we have Mo? Why? When Heather, my friend Heather, and the manager of the Strongsville Title Boxing Club, she told me that, and I was like, Heather, that doesn't make any sense. It's gold. They wouldn't cut anybody that was engaged out of the show. Sure as hell. She sent me the link later. There were multiple.
Yeah.
So this year there were 16 men, 16 women, which was the highest amount of.
Yeah, it's too many. Clearly, it was clearly too many.
Well, Doug, I mean, that's. I'm very disappointed. Like every engaged, we need to see engaged couples.
Yeah, why not just have more episodes? What's the problem?
And there's nothing on American television, in my opinion, right now, like the moment that these people see each other for the first time. It's gold. They are. Yeah. Oh. I mean, whoa. Love might be blind. Love might be blind. How could you deprive us, the people?
The best is when they go to Honduras and the one girl, and I think it's Taylor.
Yep.
She says, do you mind if I close my eyes real quick just so I can visualize you back in the pod? I mean, that's got to make you feel good.
I know.
That's got to make you feel good.
Well, she said, hell, if you recall, she said that when they first sat down. She said that when they were together, sitting there when they just met. She's like, "Hang on, I want to look." Yeah. Hey, short king season. His motto is short king season. How do you, this show just on multiple levels? It's so entertaining, and you watch it for the train wrecks. But interestingly enough, every season, one or two couples actually end up getting married, and then now we've got the reunion shows where there's like a Love is Blind family growing now from the couples that, of all people in the world, Zach and Bliss had a baby. I mean, Zach and Bliss have withstood the test of time. If that doesn't give hope to everybody else out there, are you kidding me? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's impressive, of course.
That's why I try to tell people, like, so people are so cynical and they're so dismissive of things. Is this a reality show? Is it, 20-some-year-olds, early 30s, they just want to get famous? Okay, I got it. It is wildly entertaining because of the awkwardness and the train wrecks. But there are moments where where they get married, when they're really, really into each other, where, in my opinion, like, it just makes you feel all the feels. Like, man, that is so cool how that all happened. But yeah, so Daniel and Taylor. Oh, and she was the one that was accusing him of creeping on her.
And now where it last left, they somehow seem to be one of the most solid couples going.
Unbelievable. And the parents, which is how loving and accepting the parents are. Oh, the world needs to watch that.
Yeah.
Daniel
So they're
they were amazing.
Yeah. So she that all of a sudden he's got a chance thanks to his parents.
And then you see the one Monica's sister, being all negative, and I'm the one that's supposed to get married first. Folks, just watch. Which one do you want to be? Which one would you be? Think about that, Doug. I mean, how humiliating it would be to see yourself going, "Oh, he's not right for you. Oh, you're not ready for this. Oh, you don't know what you're doing." Fuck you. Like, you know how unattractive it is to watch human beings listen to other human beings about their life? Unless you're under the age of, it makes me want to gag because I've had too much experience with it. If you're 12 years old or younger, you get a pass. Well, my mommy said, okay. But after that, I mean, you got grown-ass adults. Did you hear what Joey said to her? Like she's like, oh, my son. And Joey's like, has anyone ever been good enough for you? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, come to think of it, I've never thought about that before. And he's like, yeah, I mean, fucking grow up. I mean, what is wrong with people? You know, hey, you know what? You can laugh all you want to.
You're right. No, you're right.
No, listen, I want everyone out there. If you haven't watched Love is Blind, okay, fine. Go watch Daniel and Taylor. Watch Daniel's parents. If that doesn't make you, like, restore your faith in humanity, like, of course, we love our son. It's his life. We absolutely support what they're doing. That's our job. Like, he's brought her into the home. What do we? No, she's not good. Oh, God, it makes me sick. And let me tell you, which leads me to the best one, which makes me even sicker, again, based on my personal life. What about dipshit David and Lauren? What about this Chotch constantly talking about his friends or texting him about, oh my, and here she is looking at him in the face going, what about me?
His problem is his entire ego is hurt because some friend of a friend
of a friend of a friend, and they're all in this group text.
Friend of a friend slept with the girl that he's now engaged to, and so he just can't get over it.
But it's no, Doug. It's more than that. No. She's right in his face. It's not that he can't get over it. According to what we're seeing on the show, this dipshit is being peppered by all these friends. Oh my God, I've got so many friends. It makes me sick. I've lived it. I've experienced it. It is the most unattractive. You know what, folks? Here, I'll give you a hard line opinion, and I rarely do this. If you are a grown adult right now in the dating world, if you're letting other grown ass quote unquote friends of yours dictate and manipulate and tell you things about, and you believe everything my grandpa used to say, if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. Let me repeat that. If you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. And there's nothing more pathetic, sad, gut-wrenching, and vomit-worthy than watching a grown adult like this fucking clown David and anybody else out there that does this shit. Well, my friends are telling me that you didn't. And the person that you're in the relationship with is sitting there eye with you, looking at you saying, what about me? Where do I stand? Hey, why don't you bring your dipshit friends to sit down at the table with me? Oh, they don't want to do that. They're not comfortable doing it. Oh, fuck you. What are we talking about here? This poor girl is she's being slut shamed, okay? Because she had a fucking friends with benefits before going on the show, like they all did. Christ, don't get me started on this. The hypocrisy.
Yeah, I can't stand that guy. He's the worst. He's the worst one on that show.
I mean, listen, you got to turn that into a positive. You know what I would do? I'd say so. I heard there was some friends, some F with B going on before this, some friends with benefits. What we're going to do is we're going to head right over to the bedroom, and you're going to go ahead and just lay it all out on me. You're going to call me his name. You're going to tell me how it was and how much more fulfilling he was and all the things he did to make you quiver. And I'm going to sit in the corner and punch myself in the nuts because I got a sickness like that, baby. Let's do it. God bless you. I love you. Now let's go have some orgasms. Yeah. I mean, that's, you bring it in. You say, hey, where were you guys? Give her, how much credit I give her? She was openly admitting. She was like, yeah, I wasn't into it all. Did I meet up and hook up with him a few too many times? Yeah, probably. But that's all it was. Like, he was a friend with benefits. She straight up said, yeah, we just kind of went around town banging. So let's make it a fun scavenger hunt. Let's get in the car and take me to the spots. If he had a mustache, slap one on me with some glue. Take me to the parking lots. Take me to the parks.
God.
Take me there, baby. You're my girl. People and sex. I've been liberated from alcohol. Right now, I feel liberated with the carnivore diet. And I am so liberated when it comes to sex. Thank God. Because there was a day where I was all jealous and insecure and weird like that. People have sex, folks, okay? People have sex. Get over it. Okay, if you're in a relationship with someone that wants to talk about their sex life, let them talk about it. Let them talk about it freely. Okay, get the lube out, get the little the hand masturbator out. Let them talk. Vice versa. We got 5 couples. Let's go ahead and rank them. You know how we do it every season. Who's gonna get married? Who's not?
So number 5, my least chance to get married is our boy we just talked about, Dave.
Yep, Dave and Lauren. Yep, me too. Number 5.
They're going to break up.
They're
soon.
breaking up. He is the worst. Okay, go ahead.
Right now, I would put number 1. I'm still going to go with Monica, despite her family.
Because I like Joey. I like Joey.
Yeah, those two seem inseparable.
Mhm.
And then I would put Taylor probably second behind them.
Okay.
So then you got Devin, and who's the other couple?
Devin and Virginia, and then Ben and Laura.
I'd probably put Devin and Virginia third, and Ben and Laura fourth. This Ben, I think, got some shadiness to him too. I think there's going to be some stuff popping up with that dude.
Oh, that's right. That's how they left that cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Yes. That cliffhanger was he blocked that girl. She was accusing him basically.
Yeah, and she wanted to know more.
Of,
she kept saying, I don't remember. He kept saying, well, I don't remember much of it. And she's like, that just doesn't add up.
You know what I love about her, about Laura? She was the one of the pods where, where basically, she was asking him, about things like, Black Lives Matter or abortion, social issues. And he was just like, I don't know. And she's like, I'm not necessarily asking your opinion on either, but are you like, do you have an opinion? Do you feel, are you capable of having the emotional intelligence? And he was just like, I just let, and she was like, I can't teach him life. You remember that very powerful statement? I can't, because you can't.
Yeah, he's like, he was just trying to say the right thing. He didn't really have an answer for that. But and she kind of let that go. But I think that
said,
kind of stuff's going to
the cameras kept it on the final edit. I can't teach him life. And what here's what I love. What I love is, so Doug, what he said was, so basically she saw a TikTok and he goes, I knew you were going to see that. I blocked her. And Doug, she just goes, well, why would you block her? A very logical question. Why would you block this girl? And then he goes, oh, I don't really remember. I don't remember anything. We dated. Did he say 4 months ago? And she goes, are you telling me right now that you're saying, Doug, you're texting right now?
It's the last one there. Yep.
Yeah, I can tell. You're not. Well, I'm not going to cut it because you've been doing it all night, and that's like you're either present or you're not. You've been texting all night, and the people that watch
it. I haven't been texting all night.
I can't teach you life, son. I can't teach you life. You're either present or you're not. We've talked about this a million times, and when you're doing that, you're not present. And I'm sitting here saying things, and it's just like going over your freaking melon like a hot air. What I said was he was claiming that he didn't remember this thing with this girl. It was like 4 months. Right. Or a year ago. She goes,
4 or 5 months ago.
And just completely didn't. She's like, look at me in the face. Like, Doug, I've done this so many times. I'm like, why are you saying that? And and I know that you're lying. Now it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Why are you saying you don't remember this girl? You blocked her. You see what I'm saying? And then he's like, she goes, why would you block her? Well, I don't know what happened. She's like, well, she's on TikTok crying and talking about abuse, and she didn't name him, but insinuated. And he's like, yeah, I think it's me. Remember how they left that show?
That's what I'm saying. That
you're right.
She is she's too adult for him. Something there. I just don't see it.
Too mature. What about Devin and Virginia?
They were doing great in Honduras, but it's not gonna last.
What about D Hoop in Virginia? I don't think so, man.
Well, the whole I still like the whole dynamic of the Mason, Alex, and then they had the 2 girls, and then the one girl dumped him and wanted Alex, and Alex turned her down, said no. Then all 4 of them ended up with no one. That one girl was she thought she was, I can't remember her name. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
She dumped Mason and then went to Alex, and then Alex is like,
well, I think Alex is a weirdo. He had some
they all were, which is why it was great to see it turn out the way it did.
All right, so I've got Monica and Joey. I don't know, man. Joey might dump her. All right, if I had to pick, I'll say Monica and Joey get married.
I just ranked them. I didn't say any of them were going to get married.
Well, that's what I was asking you.
Well, I just went 1 through 5, most likely to get married.
I'm going to say Monica and Joey get married, Daniel and Taylor get married, and I'm going to say the other 3 don't. That's where I'm at right now.
I would say the other 3 for sure. I don't think Daniel and Taylor are going to get married either, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure any of them get married this year.
All right, quickly before we go, Douglas, the mailbag is back. You're back. I'm back. The Carnivore Diet is hot and heavy, and the mailbag is back. And we are only going to discuss one specific topic that was not written in, but as you know, I was face to face being told by 2 separate women. 2 separate women. By women, I mean they were 30, right around 30 years old, that wanted to talk. They didn't know if it was normal that their boyfriends wanted them to put their fists up their ass. So, you know, I am rarely. So the first girl that told me showed me pictures on her phone of toys, anal toys. And I was keeping my composure, you know, keeping it professional. And I was saying, I don't understand what you're showing me. And just wanting to know if it was normal. You know, hey, is this normal for my boyfriend to want me to do this? And I said, well, I don't know what those are. They look like Vidalia onions. And they were just giant butt plugs. I mean, I'm telling you, it's what they look like. And then there was one that looked like a human arm and it was shaped like this. And I said, what is that? It's an arm. And he has me put my hand and started with the fingers, and then they slid up and then all the way up to like midway through up to her forearm. And then another female told me that happened to her when I was explaining the situation to her. She talked about how her boyfriend had her do that, and she was very shocked. And I said, you're telling me your arm was in the anal cavity? Yes. At which point I was speaking again to the first girl who said, hey, I left something out because I didn't want to freak you out the first time. He actually had me put my second hand in there like this. Like imagine the praying motion. In both arms and then thrust. And then fist and then thrust. So I told them that yes, this would be a mailbag conversation. And I personally, Doug, have you ever had any prostate play, any anal play with your wife or girlfriends before that or whatever? I mean, anything like a little finger, a little tickle, any little toys, anything? Because what I was trying to explain to them before I knew this, the enormity is that, yeah, there are absolutely, I've messed around with women, and we've had like, there's, little prostate ticklers, or they want to put their finger up there. Or, yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's not my thing, but yeah, yes, that's something that, but then not this.
I've never heard of anything like this.
No, but I'm asking you, have you ever had a little tickle up there? Have you ever had a little, the motion is it's the up, and then you bring it in like this.
This is
the mailbag. This is your favorite time of the week.
I'm processing what I've heard, and
it completely.
I don't even know if it's like humanly possible for that to happen.
I believe. Listen, apparently it is.
I mean, the girl's telling you it. She's serious. She's got. I mean, clearly this happened.
Yep.
But like, how did it get to this process? So the guy doesn't. This has to be, because there has to be a lot of workup to this point.
Yep. Can't imagine.
There has to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like there's no way.
Seasoned veteran. Seasoned. Look, you're a man. I'm a man. I don't know putting this microphone. I don't know the pleasure. I think it's more pain, like that. Some people are abused and they have to be hurt. I don't
something
know.
along that line.
He just opened my eyes to the fact that just another subject of the mailbag where how many people are doing stuff like this, and and like kind of struggling, if you will. I mean, two women.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if our audience would anonymously respond to this and tell us if they've had this kind of experience.
Well, most guys aren't even as courageous as I am in saying, I've done all kinds of fun shit, including little ass play, little tongue in there, little finger in there, little vibrating, little freaking in the scope, in the realm of like being kinky together and having fun. I mean, to get to the point where I'm like, hey, whatever your name is, I'm going to need you to get that 5-gallon bucket of industrial lube, and you're going to shove your arm up my ass. I mean, I don't know, man. So, yeah, to those of you out there that are right now like secretly wondering about anal play, and hey, maybe your boyfriend likes it when you when you put your tongue on his fink or tickle it or whatever. There's nerve endings. There's it's, I don't know, what the hell. Don't be afraid of it. Just make sure it's all washed up. We've covered this before. But putting household items like a blender or a toaster, a guitar, when you start getting there, I would suggest maybe go see a professional, because I don't know what to say. Maybe Doug and I aren't normal. Maybe everybody else is doing that. And so there you go, Douglas. Any final words? Any parting thoughts tonight?
Final thoughts would be, you got March Madness right around the corner. If you've been following the Ohio State Buckeyes basketball squad, you want to talk about perplexing. I mean, Ohio State's basketball team can beat the best teams in the country and lose to high school girls teams. It's unbelievable. It's so frustrating.
They got a big win last night in USC. They're like an 8 or 9 seed.
They probably should. They should get in. The quality of wins is incredible. It's just that the amount of losses, how much will that hurt them? It's been very frustrating.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, please download, like, subscribe to all Casey on Tap content. We greatly appreciate it. Send your mailbag questions to mailbag@CaseyOnTap.com. Let us know what's on tap in your life. For Douglas William Wade, my name's Casey Wandell. Thanks for joining us, folks. And until next week, take care, be safe, God bless, and goodbye for now.